Right now, you're sitting somewhere warm, a room lit up, a phone glowing in your hand, maybe a cup of something hot within reach. You didn't think twice about any of that. You never do. But 400,000 years ago, a human being, with your exact hands, your exact nerve endings, your exact fear of the dark, crouched over two rocks and changed the entire trajectory of life on this planet, and nobody taught them how. Think about that for a second. Nobody taught them. You assume fire was discovered by accident, a lightning strike, a forest ablaze, early humans stumbling into warmth and deciding to keep it. That's the story we've told for centuries. It sounds reasonable. It sounds logical. But here's the truth. That story is wrong. Completely wrong. For a long time, researchers assumed fire use in early humans was opportunistic, passive. They found it. They didn't make it. But that assumption turned out to be wrong, very wrong. In 2012, Francesco Berna and his team at Boston University published findings from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, a site so deep inside the earth that wind could never have carried a natural flame inside. They found burned bone and plant ash dating back 1 million years. 1 million. Not lightning, not accident. Something deliberate happened inside that cave. And the deeper question that finding unlocks is this. If humans were controlling fire 1 million years ago, what else do we think we know about them that is completely backwards?
Here's what's really interesting. Fire wasn't just a tool, it was a cognitive leap. In 2016, researchers at Harvard, led by Richard Wrangham, analyzed skeletal remains from Homo erectus, our direct ancestor, and found jaw and gut size shrinking dramatically right around the same time fire evidence appears in the archaeological record. Cooking food externally meant digestion required less energy. That freed up calories. Those calories went to the brain. In a span of roughly 200,000 years, the human brain grew by nearly a third. You didn't just inherit fire. Fire built the brain you're using to think about this right now. Every idea you've ever had, every dream, every plan, every fear was made possible because one ancestor figured out how to make heat from friction. Short sentence, big truth. And it gets stranger. The actual invention, the moment humans stopped waiting for fire and started making it, didn't come from one genius. It came from accumulated failure across generations. In 2018, Andrew Sorensen at Leiden University examined 50,000-year-old flint tools from Neanderthal sites in France and found microscopic residue patterns consistent with fire starting, not just cutting or scraping. Neanderthals, the species we dismissed as primitive for 200 years of modern science. They carried fire-starting kits. They passed the knowledge down. Think about this. A Neanderthal parent taught their child how to make fire the same way you were taught to tie your shoes. The knowledge lived in the hands before it lived in any language. But here's what nobody talks about. Making fire wasn't just survival. Researchers found those same fire-starting tools buried with the dead. Fire had already become ritual, already become meaning. Your body still remembers this.
This is why you still feel something unexplainable when you stare into a flame. Your brain doesn't know a gas stove exists. It doesn't know central heating is real. It only knows one ancient survival rule. Fire means safety.
Fire means tribe. Fire means you made it through another night. In 2014, a study published in the journal Evolutionary Psychology by Christopher Lynn at the University of Alabama found that watching fire significantly lowers blood pressure and increases pro-social feelings, the urge to talk, connect, share. The researchers called it the hearth hypothesis. The campfire wasn't just where early humans cooked, it was where they told stories, where they made decisions, where they grieved. Every dinner table conversation you've ever had, every late night that felt too important to end, every bonfire that made strangers feel like family. That is 400,000 years of social wiring activating inside your nervous system. You didn't choose that feeling, it chose you. And here's the modern mirror nobody shows you. The reason you sleep better when you're slightly warm. The reason darkness still makes your pulse spike, even slightly, even now. The reason you feel inexplicably calm in front of a fireplace you don't need for heat. You are running ancient code. Your amygdala, the threat detection center of your brain, was sculpted in the dark, in a world where cold meant death and fire meant another morning. That sculpting didn't stop. It never stopped. You carry the memory of every human who didn't survive the night without it. Fire didn't just change what humans ate, it changed when they slept. Researchers at Harvard found that controlled fire extended productive hours deep into the evening, and that's when something extraordinary happened. People sat together in the dark, not hunting, not surviving, just being. The earliest conversations happened around flames, the first myths, the first music, the first grief shared out loud. You are the result of those nights. So next time you flip a switch and light fills a room, remember, that gesture is 400,000 years old in your hands. The warmth you take for granted was once the most important thing any human being had ever made. One ancestor, unknown and unnamed, held two stones together until something impossible happened. And from that single moment, everything you are became possible. The dark didn't win. If this made you see something differently, there's more waiting for you on this channel. But sit with this for a second first. Some things deserve the silence.